Right in time, just over a week before Halloween is here, and I already have a frightening story to tell you that happened this weekend in Brooklyn, New York on Saturday night during a ceremony. This Kavanaugh hex ceremony took place over at Catlin Books. Now, this is just basically another spiritual supply hub that also has like a cult type of books, and it doubles as an event space open to the public. There was a considerably decent amount of people that were attending this event, and at the same time, it was conveniently being streamed online. Dakota Brasali is one of the co-owners of Catlin Books, and he made this interesting statement to BBC. Now, in this statement, he described the hex and the purpose of the hex, and I guess the overall purpose was to aim exposure to Brett Kavanaugh for what he truly is, to cause him harm and to see him undone. Additionally, he also made another statement to Newsweek. Now, in this statement, he said word for word that we know the system is broken and the people in charge need to be taken down any means necessary, magical or otherwise. This is basically Antifa witches. We're coming for these people's throats. This is beginning to sound a lot like a horror movie, because right after the hex is placed by the witches, then I guess you have like a Catholic exorcist that put on a mass in the church to try to counter this hex. So at this point, we have witches versus priests in the most literal sense. And that is just so intense. Outside of the bookstore, something eye-opening happened. There's Christians that were gathered all over from Brooklyn, New York. And they're outside, they were singing, they were giving sermons. These are really evil people. It must be disturbed in real life to actually want to behave like this and be this aggressive, and it's just really not flattering. But the next thing is that Saturday night, the owners also released a disturbing photograph that had like 3 different voodoo dolls with Donald Trump's face on it. There's Brett Kavanaugh's face, along with another Republican candidate. And the weirder thing is that there's like tacks in the middle of every single forehead, so just not very pleasing. Now, the voodoo dolls were actually in like this circle that was drawn around them, and the circle was like surrounded by several different candles that actually had like nails sticking out of them. Then after that, you can see like 2 antlers at the top of the photo. And to the very top left corner, it potentially looks like there's actually an animal skull. I haven't really seen anything so demonic like this ever really happen so openly in the public before. So, personally, this is really concerning to me. Now, I don't believe in witchcraft. I never have, and I'm never really planning on intending to anytime in the future. But what I do know from my knowledge about witchcraft is that they're pretty peaceful and that they're not violent. If you ask me, this seems more like the act of a satanic cult versus the act of like a peaceful witch because of how they're portraying the ceremony. Kavanaugh has truly been put through trials and tribulations having to deal with these preposterous left nut jobs. These people that want to act out like this have completely forgot what presumption of innocence is in our country. We have laws for a reason, and we just don't make them up as we go. A world without laws would be a very dark state for human beings. The owners received plenty of media attention that spread around just throughout several channels, and I don't really know if this was truly because of hate or if it was done for some sort of stunt to gain more customers for their store. There was a small amount of people claiming that Catlin Bookstore was pocketing the money of the event, but after some research, I found out that that is false. The proceeds were billed as a Get Out the Vote rally, and the rest of the earnings went to a fundraiser that benefited LGBT causes and reproductive rights. Well, expect the unexpected, people. I'm not surprised by anything anymore. So with that note, I'm just gonna head out. So stay tuned for more videos.